Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel, or if this is your first time here, hi, I'm Dana. I've been making videos talking about tea and sharing my life on YouTube for more than 6 years now. So if you like this video, feel free to subscribe and stick around. And even if you're here just for this video, if you could just give me a like, that would really help me out. So if you watched my last video, you saw me do a little haul, including a Sips by box. I was kind of intrigued by something that came in my box. So normally things are like packaged in like little pouches and things, but I opened my box to find these little guys. And I was like, what is this? But then I looked on our trusty Sips by postcard and found out that these are 2021 Hokum Minis by White2tea, and it's a smooth and easy small batch show pour with light sweetness and fruity notes over a characteristic woody taste. So they're little pour teas, and I really want to try them. I really want to like do some research, see what they are all about, but let's open it up and get it steeping. Oh wow, okay, yeah, this definitely, definitely is pour. So I'm gonna plop it in my tea infuser. I sell these guys on Amazon. Sometimes the link works, sometimes it doesn't, but you can always get them on my Poshmark, so I'll be sure to link that too. If you're in need of an infuser, I'd appreciate if you could support my little small business dreams by buying one. Let's pour in our hot water. And set this to the side, see what we can find out about these little guys. So I used to work at a tea shop that had pour, but not in like the cakes. It was just in like loose form. So it just looked similar to like a black tea, but a little like darker. Pour tea is fermented. There are two different kinds. There's show pour and shang pour, but I can't remember which is which. So we will do some research there. But I just was so intrigued by these, the packaging, because again, I've only ever seen Sips by teas in like in little bags. I mean, all tea is from Asia. So China, Japan, India, it's all grown in Asia. So it should be no surprise to see Chinese writing on here, Chinese characters, but who are these ladies? And this is by the brand White2tea. So we can go to their website and learn a little more, and then we could just do some general Googling to find out a little more about the pour itself. Oh, cool. So it looks like White2tea has a lot of different pour, and this is generally like how they're packaged. I feel like I've heard of this brand, but I definitely have never been on their website because I would definitely remember the packaging. Like these are like the cakes of pour, where it's like bigger and you like break off pieces to steep into your cup. But then they do have like a lot of different like ones of the little balls like what we have. Oh cool, okay, I've seen these. I've seen a lot of like other like tea people here on like YouTube and on Instagram have these like tea waffles. They're like a big waffle of pour, and it's like there's like ridges in it, so you can like break them off and again, you know, steep up the proper amount in your cup. And also, you know what, one time when I was working in a tea shop, a friend of mine, a coworker, brought in like little like discs of pu'ehr, and I don't know if it was a coincidence or if it was caused by the tea, but I did have a nosebleed as I was drinking it. So I guess we'll see how this goes. Let me do a quick Google search of like show versus shang. All right, so I found some information on the Spruce Eats. Looks like a food blog. If you've ever drunk pu'ehr tea in the West, which is where I'm at, I'm in America, it was probably show pu'ehr. Show tea is differentiated from shang pu'ehr in that it is fermented before it's packaged, compressed, or sold for consumption. Shang tea is drunk either young or aged, and it ferments naturally over time. So it looks like it starts out as Assamica tea trees, then they're pressed into the cakes, and then aged and fermented. Let's open this one up and get like a look at the ball. It definitely is distinct and an acquired taste. Not everybody loves pu'er teas because they are very earthy. When I did work in a tea store, my boss explained to me like pu'er tea is earthy because it tastes like earth. Like it has like the flavor of like dirt, which isn't always bad. A lot of people enjoy earthy flavors, just like I really enjoy grassy flavors. So when you try like a matcha, a lot of people want to say it tastes earthy because it tastes like grass, but a better word for that is grassy or green or vegetal, whereas like these dark fermented pu'er teas are earthy. Like they're dark, they taste like they've been aged in a cave, because a lot of them have. So it's definitely not for everybody. It's not something everybody would enjoy, but there are a lot of benefits to drinking fermented tea. Just like fermented foods have a lot of like gut health benefits and things. So it's definitely worth trying, especially if you're like a diehard tea lover and you've never had a pu'er. It's nice to try it just to know what it is, know what it tastes like, be able to kind of talk about it, you know? But it's compressed into this little ball, so you can see like it's all the leaves, but pressed together. And there's some like lighter pieces, some darker pieces in there. I'm not so sure I'm gonna like it, but I am going to go in with a good attitude. A lot of people who have really great taste in tea, I see them buy those like waffle ones. So who knows, maybe I'll discover something I love and it'll be great. So I'm gonna go ahead and take my infuser out. And as you can see, our leaves have like, the ball has fallen apart into tea leaves instead of like the ball. It still is like quite clumped up, but you know, not quite a solid ball anymore. And I believe with pu'er teas, you could steep them again and again and still like get a lot of like flavor and a lot of caffeine out of them. So if you are one of those people who likes to do that, like with oolongs, it's always really good to re-steep them because you get sort of a different vibe each time. If that's something you like, you definitely would want to try one of these guys, but let's go ahead and sip it. Ooh, okay. Maybe it's because I didn't use too hot of water, but it is kind of light and sweet. It's not as like earthy and like dark and like distinct as I'd expect. It is kind of like a smooth, like sweet black tea. It does have a pretty like astringent mouthfeel, like it kind of dries you out, but it's interesting because I think I like this better than any black tea I've had in a while, honestly. Like I'm not nuts about straight black teas. I prefer like lighter things like oolongs, greens. I'd still definitely pick an oolong or a green tea over this, but it tastes much different than it smells. Like even when I smell the tea here, like it does have a really deep, like almost like, I hate to say it because it sounds bad, but like almost like a fishy smell to it, but it doesn't taste like that at all. It actually tastes really nice, really smooth, really enjoyable. So cool. I'm glad I tried the tea that I thought was weird, and I'm glad I have a Sips by Box to like give me the chance to do that, you know, like I tried pu'er when I worked at a tea shop, didn't love it, probably would have never bought it again, probably would have never tried it again, but since I did like receive these weird little packages in my Sips by Box, I was too intrigued to just let it sit on my shelf. I'm not sure I would buy them like myself, you know? Like I don't think I'm gonna like run out and try to get like the waffles or anything, but it's really good. It's really much smoother than I expected. It doesn't have like an acidity to it like a normal black tea. It says here 1 ball per 3 ounces of water. So I've used a lot more water than they'd recommend. And it says you can re-steep 10 to 15 times, which is crazy. I don't even know if you could drink all that within a day. I know with regular teas, like you shouldn't leave the wet leaves like for more than 4 hours or so. Like you shouldn't just leave them wet and sitting there because they'll start to grow bacteria and you could get sick from that. So I don't recommend that. But as many times as you can within one day and then throw out the leaves at the end of the day, definitely give it a try. So this was fun. This was something different. I'm glad I tried it. I'm glad I did. I'm glad they sent it to me because yeah, it's cool. It's not bad. So now if anyone ever asks me about pu'ehr, because you know, in my regular life, I'm like the tea connoisseur, so people ask me about different ingredients in different teas, and I like to know a little about everything. So instead of being like, pu'ehr sucks, it tastes like the elephant house at the zoo, which admittedly is what I used to say, I can say like, you know, I've had a really good one from the brand White2tea. They're known for their tea waffles, but I tried the little balls and it didn't taste how it smelled. So I will have something positive to contribute if anyone ever asks me about pu'ehr going forward. But that's it for today. This was fun. Did I hear you say that you like my dress? I actually made this. So in my next video, I want to like show some of the things I sewed during my break. I got like really obsessed with sewing. And this is my basic cute red dress, sort of like trying to build out my wardrobe with all my like dream basics like made by myself. So come back for my next one if you want to catch a glimpse at the bottom half of this dress and the other things that I've made recently. Anyway, I hope you and your families are all staying safe and healthy. I hope you're having a beautiful day and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.